that I'm voting for Hillary. But I don't really want to incite, like, any kind of intellectual conversation about it, because to be honest,
anybody with any intellect wouldn't vote for Trump, so there is no intellectual conversation to have.
I had another video planned for this week, but because of the Casey Neistat video that came out, I need to talk about this. I have something to add, and I wish more people would say this as well. I'm tired of celebrities expressing who they're voting for and then following it up with idiotic reasons and not going into detail. I'm surprised how many of them don't express any opinion on anything that actually matters, such as policy, which is very fucking important.
I'm speaking up now because this election has very little to do with politics, policy, or legislation. This has to do with morals and principles.
Celebrities, including YouTubers, should not be put on a pedestal. Just because they have a following in entertainment does not mean they do their research and have informed opinions on a variety of political topics. Many Americans who give hardly any fucks about politics will vote just because their favorite musician is voting for them, alongside other dumb things like gender, race, or statements like these. And I get it, politics are hard for many people to gain interest in. It really does suck to have to sit down and spend hours throughout the years learning about everything, doing your own research on all sides, and taking in many different perspectives from different sources, and developing your own informed opinion based on everything you took in. It fucking sucks, and it takes a long ass time. But if you want to be part of the political conversation, you have to do your homework, and that means giving some of your free time up. So if you decide to not give it any time, that is okay. It's understandable, but shut the fuck up and stop acting like you know anything. You're just adding to the misinformation problem we have. But if you do decide to give it your time, then good for you. We need more people like you. If you publicly give your opinion and say shit like, delete me if you're for Trump, delete me if you're for Hillary, while not actually knowing anything about the candidates, not having an informed opinion on policy, and you just spew out everything you hear from your friend that's in the same boat as you, you're just a fucking mouth breather. For example, and I know this is a bad example, but I like it, I don't have a love for Zelda. What?
Oh
my god. What the fuck did she just say?
It's the best. It's the only game.
Because I didn't play Zelda as a kid. I was in love with Spyro, which was my first game when I was 3, so imagine if when everyone is obsessing over Zelda and I join in acting like I know everything about Zelda and I love it as well, but I've never played through any of the games. I would just be a fake piece of shit trying to add to a conversation just because I want to be part of the fandom and get attention. I understand that people want to be part of the political conversation because they see so many people around them talking about it, but I don't fucking understand how these people feel comfortable giving their opinion publicly knowing that they don't know anything. It's honestly one of my biggest fears. I have just one person that I share my opinions with as they develop because they know I'm still researching and learning whatever I'm talking about. But when sharing it with everyone else, I make sure that I know what I'm talking about, which means I put the time into building my opinion rather than attaching myself to a human centipede. I would fucking shit myself if I knew nothing about a topic but constantly posted about it. That's so fucking embarrassing. I don't know how people do it. It's sad to see how many people get destroyed after they post their opinion on politics, and when questioned about even the most basic shit, they don't know anything and simply delete the person that questioned them. And yes, there are people on all sides of politics that are ill-informed and are voting based on what people around them think. And I say all sides because there are more than two sides, and it still surprises me that too many Americans aren't aware of that. I love the idea of people with followings giving their informed opinions about politics, but the problem is that they don't actually show that they have an informed opinion. It isn't to say that they're definitely ill-informed and stupid, it's that they have the opportunity to go into detail on policy, but they don't at all, which to me says they may not actually have an opinion on those things. They typically focus on things like, well, Hillary is a woman and I want a woman president. Trump says he'll make America great again. Trump is a misogynistic racist because I say so I'm voting Hillary. Trump says it like it is, bitches.
The other reason I don't want to do a serious video on the election is because I know now that I've done my anti-feminist video, how many people from that follow me and want to engage in like really like novel-length comment arguments, and I'm just not about it. So I want to make a video about the election to let people know that I'm voting for Hillary, but I don't really want to incite like any kind of intellectual conversation about it, because to be honest, anybody with any intellect wouldn't vote for Trump, so there is no intellectual conversation to have about whether or not you should vote for Trump or Hillary. Like,
Oh yes, because an intellectual discussion about the future of America would be terrible. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what you should want. It's always positive to have discussions about controversial topics. That's how we fucking grow. She considers herself to be a considerate person, and yet she says,
anybody with any intellect wouldn't vote for Trump.
if you think that only the people that agree with you have intellect, then you're part of the problem we have in America. People like her are so quick to believe that people with a different opinion on what's best for the country are idiots. There are idiots on each side, and there are fully informed intellectual citizens on each side as well. This is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. If people with followings want to use their platform for good, then why not go into detail on why they're voting for whomever? If they show that they actually have an informed opinion, that would make more of a positive impact. It would encourage viewers to think about the facts and make their own opinion.
I want to end this by calling out all the big YouTubers. Some I know and some you viewers might know. See, making videos like this, they're not popular, they're not going to get you subscribers, they're not going to boost your view counts. But there is something much more valuable than subscribers or dollars, and that's backbone. That is not being scared to stand up for what is right, regardless of the costs.
Okay, coming out in support of Hillary is not courageous in my opinion. He knows that most people on YouTube support Hillary, and he even assumed in the video that the top YouTubers probably support Hillary. It's like if you're in a room of 90 PC gamers and 10 console peasants, and you tell everyone that you prefer PC, no one is going to give a fuck. No one's going to give you a gold star. The people that come out in support of the obvious minority will be the ones with the backbone. They will be the ones that have to deal with real repercussions. For example, Peter Thiel, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, the co-founder and ex-CEO of PayPal, board member of Facebook, among many other achievements, is a very intellectual entrepreneur and libertarian. He recently donated over $1 million to Trump's campaign, and even though he's respected in Silicon Valley, this is how they reacted. And he's only one example. There are many other people that have come out in support of Trump, and they actually risked their jobs doing so. Mark Zuckerberg came out in defense of Peter, saying, "We can't create a culture that says it cares about diversity and then excludes almost half the country because they back a political candidate. There are many reasons a person might support Trump that do not involve racism, sexism, xenophobia, or accepting sexual assault." It's so fucking sad that we live in a world where this shit isn't already obvious to many people. It's like you'd think it's really fucking obvious, but I guess it's not. In my opinion, Casey isn't risking much, and he would have had way more support if he didn't fuck up his video. He had good intentions, and he didn't just say he supports Hillary. He told people that they're basically responsible for the world ending if they vote for Trump. He also left this message at the end. And he also said that the election is about morals and not policy.
I'm speaking up now because this election has very little to do with politics, policy, or legislation. This has to do with morals and principles.
Like what? Why, Casey? I personally agree with Phil DeFranco. I don't want to give my opinion on who to vote for. I think that too many people put YouTubers on pedestals, and even though I'm a very small YouTuber, I don't want you to ever do that. You may agree with me on most things I have to say, and then one day there will be a topic that I talk about where you would normally disagree, but because you might respect my opinion at that point, you might feel like you want to agree with me. And I get it, it's hard not to want your favorite content creator to agree with you on everything. I want people to develop their own political opinion, and I would never want mine to sway theirs. I wish that anyone willing to share their support for political candidates would go into detail on why, so that it encourages the average American to learn about each issue and find where they stand. It sucks to do the research, but we need more voters to have informed opinions, and to not let their opinions be swayed by a celebrity they like. And for the love of God, stop fucking voting just because of their gender or race. And I just want to quickly say thank you so much for the support you guys have been giving me. I can't believe some of you love my videos that much. It's fucking crazy how nice you guys are. Like, I know I'm a tiny ass channel, but whenever I look at my comment section, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, you guys are so nice. Like, I am a tiny channel, but you guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. Anyways, guys, smell you later. For example, fuck. For example, why am I saying for example?